Welcome back to Crypto Spaces, back with another Nemesis update. Haven't covered the project on the channel for a little bit, but it has been showing strength against the market, and I was like, whoa, I saw, some of the top traders in the space, some of the top whales in the space, also bullish on Nemesis now, and I was like, okay, we got some, big money paying attention, so if you want to be successful in the space, you have to follow the money, right? I'm sure these people are way more successful than I am. I'm just one guy. I'm not in part of any private groups or anything like that. I don't have any private groups, any of that. I just make the content, see the coins. If I see a good thesis, I make the content, and then we, toss in a little bit of a bag and see how it plays out. So when I talked about Nemesis on the channel, it was sitting around the 1.6 mil market cap level, right? Just a little bit below 1.6, maybe 1.4 million. It's up 2x now from the low, and a lot of coins, like I said, in the market, especially altcoins, meme coins, you name it, they've just been bleeding down, right? They've just been going down, bounce, go down, and just that's the trend for them, right? Whereas Nemesis right now is forming this bull pattern, which I talked about in my previous videos. Right here, as you can see, this was 4 weeks ago on December 10th last year, 2025. You see, spoke about Nemesis, as you can see on the price right here, 0.001694, right? And what I pointed out in the previous video is that I would not fade Nemesis because one of the investors is A16Z. And, I thought it was great timing to talk about Nemesis once again, because it's now from 1.6 mil market cap, 1.4 mil market cap to 3.2 mil market cap, right? And I'm like I told you guys, I'm seeing people that are the big whales paying attention, right? Let me show you guys one thing right here. Now, for those of you that don't know, Nemesis is going to be your on-chain hyperliquid for base, right? Your hyperliquid Aster for base. Supercharged. It's going to be omnidirectional trading. So any EVM coin that there is, you could leverage trade it long or short any EVM coin. If it's an EVM coin, you can long or short on that coin, right? And again, why did I cover it in the first place? 4 weeks ago, December 10th, and days before that, December 9th, December 8th. I talked about it because one of the investors is A16Z, right? And we go to Brian Armstrong, founder of Coinbase, founder of Coinstock, right? One of the biggest players in the crypto space. It's CZ, Binance, and Brian Armstrong. Those are the two big giants, right? As you could see, 7 hours ago, A16Z posted a video, "It's time to build," and the person that tweeted this video is Brian Armstrong. Great video. It's time to build, right? So this could mean that A16Z is going to start, flipping the switch on their investments, right? And one of their investments is Nemesis, right? I would not ignore that. Just like I said in my previous videos, right? For you to have A16Z invested as the best launchpad for long-term projects on base, backed by A16Z and initialized, right? Initialized capital. We set the standard in C. The early investors in Coinbase, Instacart, Rippling, Flexport, Flock Safety, right? So A16Z and Initialize, never really heard of them, but I definitely heard of A16Z. And like I said, a meme coin that was based off A16Z called AI16Z went to 2 billion in market cap, right? And I've also covered Eliza OS, which is the the migrated version of AI16Z, right? So in my opinion, Nemesis is in a great spot here. Like I said, maybe A16Z is about to flip the switch on their investments. Brian Armstrong tweeting it, great video, it's time to build. And if you go to let me show you guys some of the whales that are in Nemesis now that you can't avoid. Like, these are some of the best traders, man. People like Miyamoto right here. He crushed it on the in the bonk ecosystem, right? Crushed it in the bonk ecosystem, and got into useless very early and rode useless up to 400 mil market cap. More than likely made millions from that. And he just talked about Nemesis on his page, sitting at 3.5 mil FDV. The launch of the actual DEX is imminent, where you could long and short any EVM coin, omnidirectional DEX. If that isn't the clearest asymmetrical bet in the market, I don't know what is, right? And then we also have altcoins, right? Altcoins as well invested, right? Altcoins called Tibber early, and a bunch of other base projects very early. That's a group of people that have, like, you know, a paid group, and you know, they make their investments, and you know, if you're in the group, you get these investments early, etc. But they have great calls, right? And these people are moving around a ton of money, right? Altcoins Miyamoto moving around a ton of money, right? There's also one more person that I wanted to show that is also a part of the altcoins group. Oh, right here, RB3 or RB3K. Is it RB3K? Yeah, RB3K. Also a part of the altcoins group that are also, you know, have, you know, invested in Nemesis, right? So they got in, they got 2x already, automated take profits at 2x. So around 2 mil they entered, and then now they de-risked, right? We're already 2x from when I, you know, first spoke about Nemesis on the channel. And I think, like I said, a lot more upside is definitely in the cards. You could potentially see a billion market cap here, 100 million, 300 million, 500 million, anywhere in that range. And I told you guys at the time to buy around 500 bucks worth, which was 300,000 tokens at the time. So 300,000 tokens right now is almost $1,000, right? Because it's around a 2x from our entry as well. Around the 1.6 mil market cap entry. So, you know, that is nothing to scoff at, because if you hold right on the way up, or you could obviously take initials, right? Sell 150k tokens, and you know, hold the rest up to Valhalla, right? The other 150k. If it actually goes to $1 from here, remember, A16Z is not to be scoffed at, guys. Like, that's one of the most successful investment funds in crypto, and we have one of the Nemesis holders right here is daily posting the Nemesis target to $1, right? So it is possible. It really is possible from here. So anywhere from 100 mil market cap to a billion market cap is possible on Nemesis. And you know, again, haven't posted about it in a minute, so I'm just making this update video for you guys. I think the upside here is massive. The product has not been released as yet, but the mere fact that it's starting to move up, I'm sure it's close, right? Because obviously the whales position, the people with the money position before the news gets released, right? And then excuse me, once we have a successful product, people are longing. This is pretty much, in my opinion, the answer to Hyperliquid for Base. This is Base Chain's Hyperliquid competitor, right? And like I said, I think this is going to be massive from when I first talked about it to now. And like I said, guys, A16Z, one of the best investment companies we've ever seen in this space. You know, you take a look at Brian Armstrong's X, just to close out the video. You take a look at Brian Armstrong's X quote tweeting a video from A16Z 7 hours ago. He just quote tweeted it an hour ago. So something is definitely going to be cooking with the A16Z investments on Base, right? And Nemesis is one of the projects that gives you good exposure to that, right? Obviously, there's other projects. If you take a look at District XYZ, there's other, you know, projects that are, you know, also invested by A16Z, right? Because remember, there's a fund that they have developed for it as well. But in my opinion, like I said, the one that stood out to me the most was Nemesis, and then you see Smart Money positioning in Nemesis as well. So looking good here, man. Like I said, man, go back to the old videos, just type in Nemesis Crypto. I'm probably the only YouTuber that spoke about this project, right? So as always, never invest more than you're willing to lose, guys. Right now, 100,000 tokens is $329, right? Just 100,000 tokens could potentially become $100,000, right? $10,000 to $100,000, anywhere in that range, right? So never invest more than you're willing to lose. Don't go overboard. Remember, crypto is very high risk. Don't want you guys, you know, getting wrecked out here. So, you know, be strategic as possible, right? None of this is financial advice. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Really appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.